Hello again, Michael Friedrich here from beautiful North Carolina, and today I'll be doing a travel shave. I'll be using all the items I used on a recent trip. In fact, I just got back tonight. The soap, which is new, well, really a new scent, is Wild Oranges from Meißner Tremonia. This has blood orange zest as well as Letsia cubeba, which apparently is like another citral oil, also a nice light citrus. A very, very nice scent. I'll show you the soap in just a moment, but let me go through all the travel items that I've used for this trip. I use the synthetic, like this is one of the Plisson style brushes. Great for travel, dries easily. I store it in the tube, fantastic for travel. I have a sample of the soap that I've simply pressed into another sample container. That was plenty for the 4 days I was gone. This is a nice flat container. So that actually packs away pretty easily, and there's plenty. You can fill that up with soap and that'd go for quite a ways. I tried the Altoid tin hack, and I did it just sort of as a lark really to see just how hard it would be. And so what I have in there is just a piece of foam that I've cut out in a very, very crude way. This is not meant in any way to compete with the 3D printed commercial versions of this you can buy. I just have one blade. It's only a couple days trip, so I just have one blade with me still returned to the wrapper. This, as I'm sure you can see, is the Fatip Testina Gentile. Just, it happens that the handle fits in there. That's sort of by happenstance. Make sure I don't lose that washer. And you can see I just did a really crude job. This is a test to try to cut out. But the nice thing is this is pretty flat too. So this actually packs away very easily, packs about as nicely as the soap container does. So let me go ahead and get the blade all reassembled, put that back in the razor, and we'll go ahead and start getting lathered up. All right, let's get all the bits and bobs, all the pieces put together. Yeah, it's funny when you actually start putting together a little travel kit and you realize you can make do with very little stuff on a trip. A little bit of soap, obviously just the one razor. If it's only a couple days, you just need the one blade. I have a little bottle of aftershave, which I'll show you, and I'll show you when we're at the end of the shave. The biggest thing may well be the brush, and that's where that Omega, that little midget, is another good alternative. But this just is so easy to pack. It dries immediately. It's fantastic. Okay, let me go ahead and get the soap unpacked. Wet my face again, and I'll start to lather that up. So it's another Meißner Tremonia handmade soap paste. This is not the hard soap. And in fact, I've had somebody come back and let me know that they thought that the hard soap was in fact maybe a bit slicker, maybe better than the soap paste. I haven't tried their hard soap yet, so I'll have to add that to the list at some point. Although, man, I gotta say that list is a little long right now. Okay, the brush is wet through, it's just damp. I've shaken out most of the water. I'm just going to start loading from this container. This also just goes to show you don't need some kind of like super crazy over the top fancy pants setup. You know, you can still make do easily with a very simple setup. All right, I'm just loading right now. I'm going to load a little bit heavy. So you can see there's not a lot of lather being built up in there, really just loading the brush. I'm going to just put a touch of water in there. Yeah, looking pretty good. If I need more, I'll just go back to the container. A very nice light citrus scent with like a bit of spice under there. It's not just like a light, clean citrus only scent. Very nice. Now, I will say this has both kaolin clay and some red clay in there. And it's one thing to note about the soap. The color is a little bit persistent. So in fact, I've had a couple times, like on a white towel, you wipe your face with some excess soap and it comes away with a bit of that tint on there. So whatever the red clay is in there, gives it a little bit of a more enduring color than you might otherwise expect from a soap. like all these Meißner Tremonia soaps with these pastes. Very easy to lather. A little bit of a different feel on the face. It's slick, but it feels a little bit different. I have to add a little bit of water. But as you can see, these soap pastes or soap creams build lathers very easily, very quickly. This is about 2 days worth of growth. Shaved Saturday morning early. It's about 9 o'clock Sunday night. There we go. In fact, I'm going to add just a bit of water to that, because why not? Yeah, there we go. A little bit thinner, a little bit slicker. I have to keep my eye on that brush, because that's the brush that has a tendency, when it gets a little bit wet, to slide off the sink edge into the water. Fatip, Testina, Gentile. This is a Rapira Platinum Lux, third shave, fourth, third, something like that. This actually makes a pretty good travel razor in that it does fit very easily into the Altoid tin. Just move over here. I keep banging the mirror. One thing about these soaps is I think that they do perform very well. They've got a good slickness. They feel good on the face. This also includes macadamia nut oil. Post-shave feel is really quite good. I like the fact that they have not pursued kind of a repeat of the traditional scent profiles that a lot of artisan soap makers do. It does not have a lot of sort of residual slickness. But the soap itself is really quite nice. And this is a pretty minimal travel setup. Just the, the razor, one blade, simple brush, a little bit of soap, and just a touch of aftershave. No alum or any kind of aftershave balm. I don't know if you can see that, but you can see there's a tinge of sort of light brown or orange in the suds. So if that gets on a white towel, you are in fact going to see that color come out. So just be alert, be aware. It's a bit of a darker citrus scent, a bit spicier. It's not like a light, bright lime, and that's true for their lime scent as well. There we go. All right. Ooh, that brush. That brush is gonna go. Across the grain pass. I like this razor more and more every time I use it. The loss of finish on the razor, which I think you should be able to see on the cap here, is pretty and dramatic. The handle is definitely losing it as well. it's kind of become a rather endearing quality. This is an aggressive razor, I guess, but it doesn't have that sort of dangerous, aggressive feel to it. Oh, I'd say in terms of the spectrum, maybe more efficient than comfortable, but it is by no means an uncomfortable razor. There we go. There is a very slight overhang to be careful of, but very slight. Quick second pass across the grain. All right, let's go for a third. I may have to load a bit more soap. One nice thing about this soap is that it does rinse easily and quickly. I'm just going to dip the tips in the water a little bit, just load a little bit more soap. Just a touch, there we go. I mean, I think in the end, if I was to travel a lot, I may end up getting one of those sort of pre-printed or those 3D printed Altoid tin inserts. But I have to say, as crude as the one is that I made, and it is really very crude, absolutely does the trick. The only thing I might add to it is just a another thin layer of maybe like a little bit of bubble wrap or another thin layer of sort of the same foam material. Just so when you close it, there's another layer on top of the razor to really hold it in. But other than that, pretty happy with the way that turned out. Pretty good idea. Okay. No, just slid a little bit. Okay, quick, against the grain pass. Nice and light, no pressure, just. Yeah, good slickness on the soap. Really been enjoying these. I think I have three more samples. I think one is a gentle menthol, maybe something like that. Not generally a nighttime shaver. Usually shower in the morning before work and shave right then. And the one bummer about shaving at night is that during the course of the day at work, and this may happen to you as well, is that if you normally shave in the morning, then sometimes you have to shave in the evening. You find during the course of the day that when you touch your face, there's just more stubble than you expect, but hey, small problems. There we go. All right, let's see how we did. That was a very, very quick shave. Yep, soap rinses easily and quickly. There's some residual slickness, but it's not the same levels as a number of other soaps, but I don't know it's really necessary in a way because, of course, normally speaking, you're really only shaving when there's lather on your face. So, but it is nice to have that extra bit of protection. I mean, the slickness is there, but it's not like, wow, that's still super slick. Okay. Let's dry off and apply some aftershave. Yeah, this is a pretty minimalist setup. All right. So what I did was I repurposed a bottle of pre-shave oil from Myrsol Formula C, which comes with a good deep screw cap, as well as a regulator. And rather than using some of those other glass bottles that I had for some of the aftershave samples where there is no regulator on the cap and there's this option or this alternative or this terrible tragedy where you just start glugging the aftershave out, this actually with the regulator in there works really well. So it's nice to be able to reuse something that you otherwise might have tossed. So hold on to those little bottles. If you fill this up, you can get a number of days of aftershave out of it. I think this is the Myrsol Formula C again. It comes out in a very controlled, you shake it a little bit, it comes out easy to manage. Cooling but no sting. Oh, well, I'm going to use just a little bit more because, well, I think I can safely use up what's left of this bottle. Just a few more. Oh, okay. Well, man, not bad for a quick little shave. Very little prep work, no shower, just set the stuff up tonight and just thought, okay, I have one more to do on this Sunday, try to keep the series going. Thought I would just show you how how I sort of set up for a short trip. So let's sort of go over the products again, just to show you all the pieces all put together. I'm using this is a Through the Fire Fine Craft. This was a sample container. I've just held on to it because it's a nice small size, flat, actually fits quite a bit of soap in there. So this makes a really good travel container. I would leave this out to dry. I'm not going to obviously put the cap back on now. Travel brush, the Plisson style synthetic. Great. Oh, that was close. The Fatip Testina Gentile. Very nice travel razor, actually. Like I said, it's aggressive, but it doesn't feel dangerous. It makes short work of a quick shave. The Altoid tin, which you can see I literally hacked into a piece of foam. And I think I did this originally for the Edwin Jagger D89, but the Fatip Testina Gentile fits in there just as well. The head fits in there, the handle fits perfectly, and you can fit next to the head. You can put some blades in there as well. And then finally, to cap it off, I reused a pre-shave oil bottle because it still had the regulator in it, and because this has a nice long screw thread so you can really tighten and make sure that there's going to be no leakage. Easy to take some aftershave with you on a trip. Let me just show you the box again. This is the Meißner Tremonia Wild Oranges. Very nice scent. I love the way these pastes perform. I'll show you the size of the that's the size of the sample container. And these are also very nice containers. So obviously something that once the sample's done, hold on to that, because this again would be another alternative to use rather than that through the fire plastic container. Only problem with this one, depending on the dop kit you're using, this is a little bit sort of large, and I don't know, the shape's a little bit tough when you're packing. Flatter and thinner seems to be a much better way to go, at least for the way that I pack. Well, I think that's it. That was a quick shave. Not have to shave in the morning before work, which is, maybe that's an added benefit here. Well, I think that's it. We've covered all the products. I guess we're done. So if you have an interesting way of packing your stuff for travel, please leave that as a comment against the video. If you have questions, of course, as always, please feel free to post those as well. Thank you again so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And until next time, goodbye.